Okay, YouTube, welcome to my second video. My first video, you might remember, was a 19-second teaser trailer called Making a Monster, which was insane. So many crazy things have happened because of that video. The idea came to just make a mockumentary, and we filmed this video in the changing rooms of a gym in Manchester called OSG, and then cropped it into that 19-second trailer and fired it out to a load of different places by email. Didn't hear a thing back for about 6 months, which we expected. And then, out of the blue, a few months ago, some companies watched the video and it ended up with 2 sponsorship deals and the birth of my YouTube channel. The video got like 1,200 views in like 3 days, and it got like 400 followers, subscribers in the same time frame. And a similar thing happened on Instagram. It ended up getting me over 3,000 followers and lots of traffic to the channels. So I thought I would kind of continue down a slightly different avenue on YouTube. And I said for my second video, this one, that I would do a Q&A. So I put some questions, I put the option to ask me some questions on Instagram and Facebook Messenger, and for 24 hours I left it up there, and to see if any questions would come in, I would answer them if they did, and we got 30. So yesterday was Christmas Day, and I asked my brother if he would compile his favourite 15 and put them in a Word document, and I would answer them for you now. So that leaves the other 15 that I can ask on the next video. So it all works out quite nicely. So, no time like the present, right? I figure we will just dive in. Question number 1 is, I should say, I'm going to leave the questions anonymous. I do know who wrote the majority of them, but I only had a look at them once on purpose because I didn't want my answers to be scripted, pre-planned. I just wanted to see the questions now with you guys and answer them with the first things that came to my head. Which is probably not the way to do it, but that's the way I wanted to do it. So here we are. So question 1, why are you a bodybuilder? To be fair, I get asked that question a lot as well, but it's a good question, I think. Why am I a bodybuilder? If we rewind to when I was a kid, I took part in a lot of different sports. I took part in football, rugby, athletics, trampolining, badminton, tennis, some martial arts, all the usual things, I think. And whilst I did my best at them, and I went to participate, there was no passion for the sport there. I didn't want to really learn more about it. I would show up, do my best in that time frame, but once I left the sport behind until the next week, the next practice, or whatever. I didn't put any work into learning it around the session. But when I found my first gym, then I did put the work in to read about different things, about training principles, about nutrition, about mindset. In fact, probably the moment was the defining moment. My brother, who's about 16 years older than me, had some dumbbells once. Those old York ones that were filled with cement or sand or whatever it was. And he was lifting them in his room one time. And he went out about his business, and I went in his room, saw the dumbbells, picked them up. And to my surprise, they came up, no problem. Went down, came back up, no problem. And I think that was when it clicked for me that this just kind of feels right. Like, I remember holding the dumbbells and thinking, this is okay, this is. And fast forward then down the line, and I found my first gym, and then everything really did click. And then fast forward again, I eventually made my way to bodybuilding. And I just had this moment where I was like, okay, this is where you are supposed to be. You've made it here. Now let's run with it and see what happens. Which is the idea about this video that you're watching right now. To be fair, I am as amateur as it gets when it comes to bodybuilding. So I thought it'd be quite unique to document everything as an amateur, like the food, the training, the mindset, the journey, as an amateur making his way to his first bodybuilding competition. So that's the genesis of this video. Let's see. Question 2, what is your most enjoyable part of training? I love training. I love bodybuilding. So my most enjoyable part isn't just one part, it's the whole thing. It's the moment before I've even left the house when I'm making my pre-workout shake and I'm thinking about the session. I'm thinking about the weights I'm going to lift. against the weights I lifted in my last session. I'm thinking about the movements, the routine, driving to the gym, walking through the door, seeing the friendly faces, seeing the equipment, putting the headphones on, tunnel vision kicks in, and then the session. And then driving home as well, reflecting on it and thinking how I gave it 100% intensity, and I can drive home with my head held high because I did my job well when I was in the gym. My most enjoyable part about training is everything, is training. Question 3, goals for 2021. So many. But to keep it for bodybuilding, it's going to be to make this channel as successful as it can be, of course, and as like informative and as real as it can be. And it's also going to be to enter my first bodybuilding competition and be extremely competitive when that time comes. Question 4, what is your biggest inspiration to train? Okay. I'm going to say my interpretation then of that question would be who kind of inspired me to train. It's got to be Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? I'm pretty sure he had a hand in everybody's reason for being in the gym at some point. Watching his movies as a kid, that was a massive inspiration to me. I met Jay Cutler, who is my personal favourite bodybuilder, and that was immense. He spoke to me for way longer than he needed to, gave me loads of good advice, was really, gave me really positive comments, and that kind of just put my motivation through the roof. And my other inspiration to actually physically train is, there is nothing harder, I think, and more rewarding than going to work on your own body and your own mind. And my way is I don't compete against anybody else. If I'm in the gym and somebody does 30 kilo bicep curls for 12 reps, buzzing. I'm going to be buzzing for them, but that's not going to make me want to do the same or more. But if I did 30 kilo bicep curls on my last session, then this next session on arms, I'm going to make sure I do 32.5 for the same or more reps. So my driving force to train, my inspiration is to beat what I did previously. That's what works for me. Question 5 is not a question. I know who wrote that. Legend has it, Jay doesn't do push-ups, he just pushes the floor down. That's definitely a Chuck Norris joke. But if you want to make, if you want to tweak Chuck Norris jokes to make them about me, who am I to say otherwise? Because that is high praise, I think. Question 6. I know who wrote this as well. This is my brother from another mother. Do you believe in the Loch Ness Monster? My friend who wrote that is Scottish as well. Yeah, why not? Stranger things have happened in this world than a mysterious, large sea creature knocking about. So yeah, why not? Question number 7. What is your biggest strength? That's like the meme, isn't it? Interviewer says, what's your biggest strength? And the person goes, bench. But no, my biggest strength, I would say, is probably my ability to just endure it. No matter what it is, whether it's an obstacle, whether it's hard times, whether it's positive times, whether it's a task that needs completing, I will just refuse to give up. I will just endure it until the job's done, no matter what it is. So I think that's my biggest strength, to just endure. 8. Oof. What is your favourite gym to train in? That's a question, that is. And I've just immediately become very aware of the hoodie that I'm wearing. So I am wearing a Strength Asylum hoodie. If you've ever trained in Strength Asylum, it's a top tier gym, no question about it. Hardcore, some big names have come out of that gym. But the question doesn't say what are your favourite gyms to train at, it says what's your favourite gym to train at. My favourite gym to train at is the Warehouse Gym, Hindley. The reasons are, number one, it's a family gym. I was at that gym before it was actually technically a gym, and the transformation it's had over the last 3 years alone is insane. It is a family-run gym, and you feel that the moment you walk through the door. They make you feel part of the family. They know who you are. They ask about your training. They just ask about your life. It's immaculately spotless in there. The equipment is next level. It's one of the most photogenic gyms you'll ever walk into as well. And the environment in there is just one of hard work. So if you've never been, check it out. They're on Facebook, they're on Instagram. I will put a little link in the YouTube actually. Get down there and do a session if you've never been, because you will not look back. Next question then. Question 9, why don't you have a training partner? There's no reason, is my honest answer. It's not that I don't have a training partner, it's just that, well, here we go. For years I trained with my best friend. We trained together for a long time, but then he moved to a new location at the same time that I moved to a new location. And I'm pretty sure we both started new careers as well at the same time. So it became almost impossible to find that moment where we could kind of like collide and train. And that's just the way things go. Sometimes I've trained with a lot of people over the years, but life, work, movement, everything kind of has happened. So that's the main reason I'm not training with anybody. You know, also I don't need anybody to motivate me. I'm a good self-motivator, but it is very nice to train with somebody and push them to maybe lift a weight they've not lifted before and get them a PB, and to be pushed as well is equally as nice. So there's no reason why I don't have a training partner, really. Question 10 is similar. Why do you have a coach? Yeah, I do have a coach. The best way to answer that is, I think personally that everybody should have a coach anyway. If you have a goal, if you have something you're aiming towards, you should have a coach, right? Somebody, a professional coach who knows what they're doing. I realise that's not the question now. The reason why I have a coach is because of how I see my coach, right? So my coach is Sam Egan from SME. I'll put another link in, check them out, right? But the reason she's my coach is because she is, I would describe as hardcore, right? And that's not something I throw around. I consider myself to train hardcore, and I think she is. It's the reason why I approached her in the first place. And then the benefits just start to roll in. She's incredibly knowledgeable. She cares about her clients a lot. And she's also a little bit crazy as well, which is a good thing in my book, right? But she's on board with the goals, and every tweak she makes to the plan is appropriate and it's correct. Every tweak she makes to the training is appropriate and it's correct. She'll look at me and she'll say, right, we need to bring this up, and it's always the right thing that needs to be brought up. So that's why. But I do believe everybody should have a coach anyway, a good coach. Do your research if you're going to get a coach. Question 11. You're a very positive person. Why? And do you have bad days? First off, thanks. I can't remember who wrote that, but why am I a positive person? Because there was a time when my environment wasn't positive, and so I know what it's like to have to survive in a negative environment. And why would I want to choose? Because this is another story, but I believe you choose whatever situation you're in right now. Part of that is because you've chosen to either accept it or not move out of it, but that's a different story. That's just what I believe, right? So why would I choose to be in a negative situation? So I try and be as positive as possible. I try and like spread a bit of positivity where I can as well. And of course, I have bad days. I'm just human, right? Like everybody else. So the thing I try and do differently though is maybe not have bad days, but bad moments in days. I try not to let it spill and take over a whole day. Sometimes I might need to feel a certain way, so I will let myself have a bad moment, but then I will capture it and say, right, it's enough of that. It's time to get back on the plan now. So yeah, of course. Bad days, you'll have them, but you just have to get through them. No matter what, you just have to push through them. Question 12, what supplements should I take? I genuinely can't remember who wrote that. I mean, I could search through the questions and find you, I think, but I don't know you. So I don't know what supplements you should take. However, what I can suggest are some baseline supplements to take. I think everybody should take a protein supplement and a creatine supplement. I think they should be the base for everybody. Now, if you can afford it, I think you should also take a pre-workout. Everybody who knows me knows I have a thing about pre-workouts, right? I love them. A pre-workout or a pump formula. It's my favourite thing in the world. If you can afford it, get yourself a pre-workout. If you can afford it, get yourself some EAAs as well. But a baseline supplements for me would be protein, creatine, and also multivitamins as well. Get yourself to the doctor, find out what you're low of, what your deficiencies are, and find out what your efficiencies are. And then add the things that you're lacking and put the things you've got too much of on the back burner. That would be my advice on that one. Question 13. Are you living a meaningful life? I do have some deep friends. That's a deep question. The only way I can answer that is I have a vision of what my meaningful life would be, and I feel like I am firmly on that path to get in there now. So that's the best way I can answer that question. I hope that's an answer. Question 14. Would you rather throw away love or money? Money. Easy. Question 15. What is your favourite TV show? I can't give you one, but I can give you a list. My favourite TV shows are It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. If you don't know what that show is, it's like Friends, but not PC. Okay. Friends. Friday Night Dinner is one of the best shows ever made. New Girl. And I'll tell you a show that for some reason I just keep repeat watching. Chernobyl, because that is world class stuff. That and terrifying as well. So that was question 15. That was the last of the questions. Hope that was okay, and it was quite good to watch, and maybe you know me a little bit better now, because I realise people have come to this channel from all different ways. Facebook, you'll probably know me quite well. Instagram, you might not know me at all. And if you've come to here directly through YouTube, it's probably because of the tags I've put in the video, so you might not have a clue who this random guy is. So hopefully, you now do know me a little bit better. You can comment any new kind of stuff that you want to see in the videos, and I'll do my best to make it happen. You can just comment anything you want, and I'll get back to you on it as well. But yeah, this is just the second video, so if it gets like lots of views and it gets subscriptions and stuff, then I'll get some kit and I'll take these out there and we'll make them a little bit better, because right now I'm just in my loft where I work in the daytime. So cool, thanks for watching. I'll get part 2 on as soon as possible. But yeah, comment and I'll get back to you. Peace out.